4:30, Red Joe here, so I am the replacement. We're on. Green, red is on. Testing? Good? Yep. Okay. We'll open this meeting of January 5th, 2017. Hooray. I'll let the record show Selectman Jessamine is not present, and Selectman Scanlon...
Is Joe coming?
...is on his way. I don't know. Hoping. I am hoping. All right, we have minutes of December 8th to approve. I'll make a motion to bring them to the floor for approval. One of you got a second.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Gail.
Yes, sir.
Page 1, Public Works.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, fourth line, where it says 2 plow trucks. Can you say pickups? Without Sanders.
It has a sander now.
I know, but when the minute,
Oh, okay, yeah.
just before you were
Gotcha.
blessed with it.
Gotcha.
Page 1.
Oh, 2 plow trucks. Gotcha. 2 pickups?
What? Yeah.
2 pickups.
Yeah. Because the big trucks all have them. So people don't get confused.
Did you guys see the multi-one down there working today?
No.
I saw Jack heading back with it.
Yeah. Thing works great.
I hope they did the sidewalk across the street.
Everything's getting done tonight. We're doing it all. We're cleaning all the snow away. Everything's gone.
And
That over there is
Blow
terrible.
into one of your big trucks.
I'm not sure yet. We haven't tried it. If we do, we'll have to get a different chute because it's
Okay.
gonna have to go higher.
Yeah.
But you know, we were looking it over and we had it up and Kevin was like, there's no shear pins or nothing. It's one solid unit. There's nothing to break.
Okay.
It's, yeah, well, not unless you break the whole
Right.
shaft in half.
Yeah.
And when he brought it down to demo it yesterday, he put the blade on it, and he
Yeah.
got those big piles at the shop.
Yeah.
He was pushing them piles back into the woods yet. And I haven't even loaded the tires yet.
Yeah.
So I think we got a good machine there.
Yeah. Good.
On the first page, first paragraph, I don't know, maybe 2/3, halfway down, Selectman Dawson confirmed the area he noted had been plowed last year. Could we be more specific? Because we were discussing Mill Street parking, riverfront, and the parking spaces along Main Street. So if we could be very specific.
Do you recall what he,
I think we were talking about the parking spaces along Main Street at that point.
because he was also talking about the Deer Street when the kids cross over, but I think this was the Main Street.
Yeah,
I'll go back and
I think that's what I was talking about. We were all over the place with that discussion.
Let the record show Selectman Jessamine's present.
Showed up.
This party. Did you bring a note from home?
Has our attorney prosecutor looked at our disorderly conduct ordinance for the noise portion?
He has. He has. And he said that it mirrors the state ordinance, and he would have some comments to make on it. And I guess it's just, do you want something written, or do you want to meet with them to go over it?
Either way is fine with me. I don't know about the rest of the board.
Either way.
It'd probably be best because he couldn't understand why you wanted to change it on Sundays. And I said, oh, we should really talk to them, because there was a lot of discussion going on that. So, yes, so that was
Okay. Not next week, though.
not next week.
Do we know anything more about the fence damage for the Civil War monument? Who it was? Been identified?
No, I have, no.
Do we know?
You picked up. Yeah, I have to call and get other estimates. I did notify the insurance company since we last spoke that it was difficult getting estimates, but we were going to get some estimates.
So there was nothing in the movie that would give us any more license plate number or whatnot from the vehicle?
It wasn't,
I'll get you a name on Chronicle last week. There's a metalworking guy out of Meredith. I took the information down, so I'll send you a text. Email.
so it's still an open claim.
We're on the minutes, John.
I'm not sure either, but I think there's a mold for some of the fence upstairs. I think the actual mold for the pillars and stuff upstairs above the,
Wow.
I'm not sure what it's, but I think
Yeah, then we wouldn't have to have the guy make one.
well, you would have the mold, so we wouldn't have to hand make it, you'd have the mold there. If that's the same mold that's, what it is, I'm pretty sure it's one of the posts for the fence itself.
Do you think you could check it against
Yeah,
the piece that you have?
yeah, I will. I wouldn't,
Okay.
I didn't know where we were going with it, so I didn't give it priority.
Encroached on you.
Under, on page 3, under Winnisquam Market Paving, although there is a suggested that the town, Selectman Dawson suggested that the town needs to do the project because it's the town's property, and then there was a discussion improving the pitching. There's nothing here indicating that we agreed that we should do the project. It was consensus that we all agreed that we should be the ones that did the project, and it would be done in the spring, but in addition to that, we needed to get the survey done soon.
You should also take the ing off of pitching. There was discussion of improving the pitching.
The pitch.
It's the pitch.
The slope, technically.
No. In the concrete world, it's always a pitch.
No, that's what drips on your cars from the pine trees.
No, it's always a pitch.
Oh,
They
yeah.
never change that in the concrete world.
In the cement world?
Twinge.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
But, don't you remember I used to do tarring back in the day?
That was the...
Tarring. I told people, you guys tarring today? Yeah, we gotta get the feathers to join in with them.
Tar the roads.
I don't agree with this, this statement on page 4. Under the budget decision on the top, under town clerk, tax collector, the last sentence after brief discussion, the majority of the board agreed to put in the requested amount, with Selectmen Jessamine and Scanlon disagreeing. Either say it was a majority vote, to put it in there, or you say that it was a 3-2 vote, and if they so want it in the record that they were not agreeing, then we can say with Selectmen Jessamine and Scanlon disagreeing, but having it, a majority of the board agreed.
You can leave my name in there, let the record show.
Yeah, usually a selectman has to say, let the record show.
Well, I would say,
Sometimes
after a
do.
brief discussion, that I would take out majority. That's the word
Okay.
don't like. I would just say the
After a brief discussion, a 3-2 vote.
3-2 vote,
But it wasn't a vote.
But here's the thing, it wasn't a vote. The consensus of the Board of Selectmen.
Yeah.
A consensus of the Board of Selectmen.
I can't remember whether it was a vote or not. So the consensus was to put it in,
A consensus of the
a
board.
consensus of the board agreed to put it in the requested amount with Selectmen Jessamine and Scanlon disagreeing. Okay, that's much better. Thank you.
So how do we do a vote if there's no second? How do we even discuss it if there's no second?
It wasn't motioned to put to the table, it was just brought up.
There is no second. It doesn't say it's second here.
It was never,
It just says,
it wasn't
oh,
brought to the
weapons?
table.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, go further down, though.
Oh, was that the one? Where there was no motion that we need to revisit? What did I get for scanning?
Absolutely sure that there was no,
I am absolutely sure.
okay.
I just need to redo it.
After this motion. Anybody else have anything else?
Set this in the marathon days.
9:48. Make a motion, we accept the minutes as corrected.
Second.
Discussion, all those in favor?
I
Aye. Make a motion that no, we don't need to revisit this line because we made a motion afterward and reduced it to an amount from the chief later on at a later time.
Right, it's the last bullet.
That was an easy fix.
Right. Yeah, to 4850, so that was the last bullet. Okay, great. All right, time being 4:45, I'm going to make a motion to go into non-public for RSA 91A:3 to discuss personnel.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Yes.
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 Always nice to know that.
Red is on, time being 6:32, I make a motion to seal the minutes of the non-public session as they pertain
No, you
to
don't
personnel
have to. Just go right into
permanently and as they
Delete.
pertain to public safety permanently.
Only these
Second.
don't populate, so this
Roll
is
call
automatic
vote.
populate.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Joyce, we're ready for you.
13B. So that 13B is going to be between the health floor.
We picked up to
Whatever
17A.
the largest number is, it's automatically.
Okay, you're handing them to me. I have
But it's done
right here.
Jesse's review in the other.
Okay. All right, this is an easy one.
But fill these.
From time to time, we get different queries on our listserv, and this is one I could not answer. Our sand policy. Do we provide free sand for private residence use?
Yeah.
Yes.
5 buckets, isn't it?
Yes.
That's the next question.
I would-
If so, how much do you allow per resident per visit?
The sign says 5 buckets.
I have been told, when I go to the garage, must have been me, but since I've been in town of Tilton, I've been turned away with 3 buckets and said the policies too.
You don't see
There's
the
a
metal
sign right
There's
beside- there's a sign.
I made a
Says-
sign after I argued it, because there was no sign.
I just talked to Brock about it a few weeks ago, because I can't jog my tractor and do it, and he said 5 buckets, that's what the sign, and he said that's what the sign
Yeah,
said.
there's a
Yes.
sign, there's
So those
I didn't see
are,
the
so in a bucket means a 5-gallon pail?
Pail.
5-gallon buckets.
So 5,
I thought that was a lot.
Huh?
It is a lot.
It is
that is a lot.
Not when you live on private roads that don't get services.
Well, we weren't designed to supply sand. The intention wasn't to
I know.
supply sand for private roads, it was for private walkways and driveways.
Yes, disenfranchised again.
That's right.
That's right.
You don't own that road.
Do we provide a salt sand mix to residents?
It's a salt
Emergency
sand.
vehicles,
It is,
travel,
that's a yes. Okay.
Including the police.
Yes, we do not
Somebody's
supply salt.
responsibility, But not the town.
But it's a mix.
It's a
Because
mix.
otherwise the
It's a
sand would
salt sand
freeze, you
mix.
wouldn't be able to
That's
scoop it. Okay.
My drive.
Do you sell sand to contractors to use on private roads and driveways?
No.
Okay. Do you screen your sand prior to loading trucks and sanders?
It is screened. It comes in
It comes
screened.
screened.
Pre-screened.
There's sand, salt, and sand salt mixture down there.
Do your employees load the contractors' trucks and sand? No, that's no, because that's, okay.
What's this from?
Do you allow residents or contractors into your highway garage yard where you load highway trucks?
Yes, we do.
We do?
That's how you get,
Residents.
how do you get to the sand?
Well,
Or the dumpsters
it's an
out back.
interesting question, because they would be allowed into the front, but they would not be allowed out to where the trucks are being loaded. So how do you answer that
What?
question?
I know, well, the
Yeah.
trucks are being loaded right in the back. They have that ramp there
Right, so they would not be allowed back there while the trucks are being
while
loaded.
the trucks are being loaded.
But if they wanted to come to the Public Works garage to talk to the director or somebody, they'd be allowed to come and park in the front.
Well, I guess the question they're getting to is, while the trucks are loading the highway, while the loader's loading the highway trucks, are there residents running
No.
around through there?
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Okay,
They stop them.
okay, no, absolutely. Do you have a lockable gate or some way to restrict access after
Yes.
business hours?
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right.
Whose questions are those?
Well, they originally came from,
It just slows you.
I didn't copy the original person requesting, but
Yeah.
these were all other towns. No, these are other towns
Oh,
for their policy.
Huh.
I figured we start with something easy. This goes in the FYI, and I thought this one was interesting. No, I didn't put that in there. Oh, this is, we've concluded the ZBA case. That's the copy that it's been,
That's the conclusion of
Withdrawn.
the ZBA case?
yep. Remember, the board, and I actually have the letter over there, that we've withdrawn the case because that variance was specific to that particular zoning board applicant, and that applicant has since vacated the building, so it's,
Right.
this comes up from time to time, where we get, like, this is a new lumber company that's opened in town, we get different businesses, they want you to get a business account, but we use our Visa cards. So, can I respond to him and say it's our policy that we just use our own Visa card? instead of having all these little accounts here and there.
Wanna see it?
Would,
And I'd like to say welcome to Tilton. I'm glad you're here, and thank you very much, but
yeah, but,
We don't need to have accounts all over town.
I agree.
I agree with that, too.
I hate
But they accept that, right?
the MasterCard bill.
They do accept the Visa.
Oh, I'm
over
sure
there.
they do.
Okay. Because this is convenient for the town garage if they needed to put something together.
Right, and they could just run over there, have a piece of wood cut or something, and then...
Exactly.
Okay.
So are we all in agreement that we don't need to fill out an application for credit? We just
Use our,
use the Visa
Use the
card?
existing.
Thanks anyway, but
What do you think?
Yeah, we don't need that.
I just wanted to be able to send them a letter, and I didn't want to say the board says no without checking with you guys. Okay, so the budget now. The Budget Committee, they will be having their first public hearing on Wednesday, January 25th. So are they meeting every Wednesday between now and the 25th?
Next week.
Not till, they're meeting on the 18th.
On the 18th. Okay, and then Wednesday, the 15th is our final public hearing. We can't have, if we're going to have any moneyed articles, we have to make sure that they're presented on the 15th
Of January?
of February.
I was gonna say.
I'm sorry, moved into February.
One question, if the Budget Committee is not going to meet before the 18th, does that affect the problem with the sewer warrant? Have they signed that?
The sewer warrant was signed today. I mean, the budget,
I thought that goes before the Budget Committee.
the sewer budget was agreed upon by the sewer commissioners, so that can go to the budget committee.
the budget committee does nothing with our warrant. We sign it over to the tax collector.
Oh, they don't have to sign it? I thought we signed it.
Okay, so I'm going to start preparing warrant articles. So, gently.
Start with everything except the trash, and then we'll work on that.
Okay.
The budget is up, so whatever moneyed warrant articles we have is just gonna add to that.
Right, well, there'll be the payments to
Yeah,
capital
funds.
reserves.
Yeah.
The reserves,
Okay, so
the
we've got
CBA,
CBA, I've got the veterans, the solar, the housing standards.
Recreation,
There's one on recreation.
isn't there one on recreation?
Not a warrant article.
no,
That wasn't funded every year?
no, they didn't do it last year.
I thought we voted to not do it,
No,
but it was actually an article.
Now it's a line item, isn't it?
for the revolving.
yeah, it's a line item,
No.
No,
outside
he's talking
agency.
about the revolving.
Oh, you're talking about the revolving, the park commissioners made no requests.
Right.
I thought there was a fund that we were supposed to put in a certain amount each year into the recreation fund.
Only if the park commissioners request it, but they don't have any.
Any projects.
It's for, new recreation, but
Right.
you don't have a very big park commission, so it's hard for them to go beyond what they already do. They've tried to have more recreation at
I
132,
just thought that was
more
ongoing.
organized.
Weren't
but-
they shot down the
That we
last
have
time they tried to?
2 years ago, but it was because
They didn't have any new.
there wasn't any
right.
real new project.
Right.
There were possibilities. We hadn't,
That's what the issue was.
it's like, what, 3 or 4 years ago?
Okay, and then there'd just be petitioned articles that would come in. So, all right, so we'll start with those, all right.
We did,
Brock indicated that he knows what he wants to put in for highways and sidewalks and...
No, I think he's kind of been,
we need to talk with him this
Somebody
week.
should let him know that he better start
Looking at the roads and sidewalks.
looking at the plans.
equipments,
I don't think we need
Sidewalk.
any new equipment this year.
Isn't the 90 coming up in the plan?
We got a crackerjack mechanic to keep it going.
No, this year, no. That was next year,
It's one or the other.
2018, yeah.
It might be.
Doesn't mean we have to.
No, I know.
Also,
Part of that would be get a report from Kevin.
That's a good idea.
Joyce, also, we have a resignation for the Budget Committee member. So we need to let Cindy know that that position is open, because it was a 3-year term, and that it's only this was the first year, so it's going to be the remainder of the 2 whatever years.
Resigned.
That's too bad.
Back
I liked
row.
all the budget committee members. They've really asked some really great questions.
When is their effective date?
That's already,
Oh, it's already?
Just work conflicts.
yeah,
It's just,
Isn't that a shame?
yeah. So
hate the way that,
there's an
Sucks that you have
opening,
these JOBs that you have to do.
so we have to let Cindy know that there's an opening for when January 25th comes up there for sign up.
For a 2-year term.
Right. In addition to the other ones that are opened. And then, I don't know, you'll have to get with the chairman. I have no idea what their expectations are if someone wanted to
Serve
apply,
between now
serve
until
between
the-
now until March. I mean, that would be also an alternative.
That'd be up to them.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I just
Yeah.
wanted to let you know that that happened.
Huh, that's too
I
bad.
have not seen the letter, but I do know that they received one last night.
yeah.
Right.
And this came in, it's funny because I've seen them digging over there. So there is a shoreland permit application coming in for across from Christie's, Jay's Marina. So I'm wondering what they're doing in there. But we should, when that comes in, we should take a look at that.
It's interesting we don't have it before they start.
To remove
Yeah.
petroleum-impacted soil will be conducted.
Because they had the parking lot next to the restaurant, big gaping hole.
Well, I saw that.
Yeah, there's a tank over there that they stopped using.
Is it? Okay.
For gassing up boats.
Oh.
Yeah,
They used to have they used to have a gas station there?
Ground for a while, too.
They stopped gassing up boats a number of
Doesn't
years
think about
ago.
removing a
Yeah.
tank, does it?
Well, they wouldn't, they first stopped gassing up anybody but their own customers.
Well, they removed the tank and then they tested the soil and now they've got to take the soil
There's
out.
a very strict DES thing with removing underground storage tanks. So I have no doubt that if DES is involved here with this, and Novus, I believe, is the people that pulled our tank from over on the fire department property out of the ground, there's a lot of complying and inspections, so
This is not tank removal.
it doesn't say tank removal, does it?
Nope, it says remedial excavation to remove petroleum-impacted soil. So it's probably left over from where the tank was.
It could be.
They might have had above-ground tank and just spills from cans.
Yeah.
Just 2 other quick things, and then I'll have to explain this next one. The Whole Child Center sent an email wanting to know if they could get a street lamp.
Oh,
An
Whole
electric-
Child, that's past the high school. I
Right
was
next,
thinking it was the Ark.
right next to Breakneck Tool, or right there.
Well, it's
Where?
just before it, yeah.
I took a look at the whole thing. I think I sent out a link to everybody, and I talked to her. And there's no, right by her driveway, there's a huge, what do they call it, a wolf pine or something?
Big one.
Yeah, one of those big ones, right next to her driveway, and then woods across the street. It's dark there. There's no more lights going up north. There's another light, or not, but west, east. There's one just west of the property. But she said she's tried a few different things for getting light out there, and it's just dimly lit, and with all the kids and things going on, she'd like to have a street light installed. There is one at the corner, or a pole at the corner of her driveway, and there's also a pole directly across from me.
It's not a town road,
She can
so if
call
she
and...
wants one, she should call up Eversource and say, I would like
Right, but
a
don't
street
we
light."
pay the electric bill?
No,
No.
not if she calls.
Nope. It's not ours, we didn't request it, it's hers. And you can tell the difference because the public ones
Right.
hang out over the road, and the private ones go the other way over the private property.
So she would call,
Eversource.
She'd call
Eversource?
Eversource and say, I want a street light.
and if Eversource does their warrant or whatever, and they say, oh yeah, we need another street light here, then that gets tacked onto our bill for
No, it's
No,
lights?
hers.
she
We
pays
did
for
not
it. They'll
request
install it.
It's not our highway.
They'll install it, but
It's not our highway.
she'll pay the electric bill for that
Should have
light.
nothing to do with the town. of
I know,
Tilton.
but why do we pay all those streetlights on?
Because
we
they were
requested 'em.
requested by the town of Tilton years
Right.
ago, and most of them will be at intersections
Yeah,
Right.
of, our town road and the state road. There are a few down along Route 3 that I can't explain to you why we pay for. One of them is at exit 20. It doesn't make any sense why we would pay for a streetlight
right,
hanging
but
on
remember they
exit 20.
took some away?
Yeah, but those were all of theirs.
The state wanted to take theirs away.
Right. Those were theirs.
Right.
They asked
And they
us,
right.
do you want us to leave them?
Right, and
Like, no.
if we say yes, they would send us the bill for them,
That's right.
and that was the difference. And if we said no, they would take them away,
Okay.
and but if you were on a private drive, let's say going into a private,
Which hers is a business, private business,
Private
yeah.
business.
so she could call up and say, I'd like, a street light,
Pay a
and it would
flat
pay,
rate or
and it's a certain rate, and it gets billed to her at such and such a location,
Okay.
pole number and everything.
She also can make a case to New Hampshire DOT saying that it's a very unsafe intersection, she's a business. and see if
Children
they'll-
and blah,
see
blah,
if they'll
blah.
put it in, and they'll pay the bill,
Because
but I
I
doubt it.
remember, it took us years to get DOT to put a street light at Shaker Road and Route 140. And they finally did, because what would happen in the board, we sent letters to them, and they finally did. What a difference that makes. Because you don't have people right on top of you when you're slowing down to
You can
turn.
see where it is coming up.
And also, they moved the speeding signs.
Yeah, that was a good thing.
No,
That was crazy.
right up from her, heading west, there is, and it's almost right where at the front door of the house there, that's part of her lot. It's just past that, there is a street light. Can we request that they put a brighter bulb in there?
More lumens.
Whose light is it?
That would be the state road, but it's just a, light hanging over the street. 'Cause I know in certain areas, you get lights that are like a yellowy color, in other areas where it's more.
She could request it.
As soon
I
as
would
we
hesitate.
request that, to
This
put a new,
becomes ours.
it becomes ours.
The bulb,
Right. If you
If we change
request
the bulb in
to
an
change,
existing light?
well, if a bulb goes out, and we ask them to change the bulb because the bulb is out, and you report that the bulb is out, they'll
That's
change it.
Right, but
That's
we pay-
different.
Yeah, but we pay for that when we change, yeah.
No,
Not
Kat
on
is
their
saying
street. No,
If you
we
go
don't.
along and see a street light out, they want you to report it.
Right,
If
and
it's-
they'll come and do it. But if you have an existing light and the light is on, and you say you'd like a brighter light,
Okay.
Upgrade.
upgrade, now you own it.
gee, the light looks awful dim, it's about to blow out, put a brighter one in there.
It's not, I love it, but it's not going to work that
She
way.
can have the one in front of my bedroom window.
Well, and there's a lot of motion lights out there. I put some in Dawson's Concrete because it was so dark and they got robbed. And man, it's amazing what they light up. I
Oh,
have them-
yeah.
I have them in my
The
yard.
solar
I got
ones,
them
yeah.
from Billy.
The
They are
LED, yeah.
solar.
It's over the road, not on her property, that's the whole thing. That's a very dark spot on the road.
All she'd have to do is take that light and just, so it doesn't shine into Route 3 and turn it this way.
Yeah.
She could put it on that buck pine, or bull pine.
Yeah,
It's a bull pine, that's what it is.
it
Her main
it
thing
can
is
clip
the-
right
like
on
the
there.
whole road, that whole intersection, and I don't know, yeah.
I never really noticed an issue down there, per se.
It's dark at the drive,
She
at
needs
their
to
driveway,
call
but
it
once you get to
dark
darker,
when
You drive through there,
They
it's
don't
one
use it at
section.
night very much, do they?
well, it starts to get
Not the
dark
time.
around 4 when the kids start to come home, when the parents pick up the kids.
It's just
That's
where the pine
the issue.
trees and.
And nobody can see the cars coming out or
I would
going
make
in.
sure she understands it's not a
That's the
town
issue.
road.
No, there's
So the
usually
town
enough
should be
I
traffic.
did tell her,
Doesn't really
I
matter
told
if
her
they're
that
not.
that's a state road, and
I don't even think they
Okay.
can
the
hit the
state
speed
charged the
limit.
lights, so I said, to get things done.
When it's
Thank
busy,
you
it's about it.
for welcoming Spinoza. It's very
When
nice.
they go
I
up the
saw
line.
that, and I was
I
like,
saw it.
Every morning, this time of year, and in the afternoon. The bulk of the night, they're closed.
What else you got? We got to keep moving
Yeah,
because
okay.
20 minutes, we're going to stop.
Some pending legislation, House Bill 254 is looking to remove on the Assessing Standards Board, to remove the local municipal representation. So they have a public member from small towns and one from larger towns. And add an additional legislator, as well as a commercial property taxpayer and a utility company representative, which is fine, but they should not remove the local,
Oh,
they want to remove our,
you know, the people
towns.
representing the small town and the larger communities, because you're the assessors.
Why
It's
are
the
they even-
Assessing Standards Board
Who's
that makes the
sponsored?
rules, assessing rules. So I would like to, I didn't make a copy of the bill yet, but I'd like to write a letter to our state reps to say that, no, if anything, add more
I would
public
say that
members.
that's a good
I
idea
am
that you
so
write
up with that.
personally.
Okay.
Todd's new legislators.
I want to get in there with
And
their
I'll-
personal agendas.
Okay, as you know, every year, where's my law? There is RSA 75-1-A, it's residential property subject to housing covenant under the low-income housing tax credit program. So the way that they are assessed is Lauren goes in and she estimates what their assessed value is. But then at the end of the year, they present all their financial information. And it's quite clear on how they determine, this is, a taxpayer making an election under this section shall be liable for taxes on the property in an amount that is the greater of the taxes determined using the income approach under this section, or the taxes in an amount equal to 10% of the actual rental income and other income. The assessed value shall be calculated using an income approach whereby the net operating income is divided by the overall capitalization rate, and except when the municipality has updated its assessment values to equate to market values, multiplying that value by the previous year's equalization ratio.
What?
So we do this every year for Lockmere Meadows and Mill Knoll Village. So this year, Lauren just completed these, and we have to issue a supplemental tax bill to Lockmere Meadows. And Mill Knoll Village, she overestimated their value, so they are getting a refund. So where I have signed here is the supplemental warrants, and this is the disposition of abatement form with her letter to be signed. And that's the last thing I have,
So one we have to pay and one we have to get money back.
when we have to get money back.
We win or lose.
Because it all depends on what income they report. I know, some people don't pay taxes. It's so sad, my son has a little job right now, and he doesn't work that many hours, but still, so he gets his paycheck, and he's so excited, and I look, and the taxes coming out of him, I said, put down, like 6 exemptions or something, because you're not,
He'll get it all back when he files his tax.
I know,
It's like having a bank account.
I know, but still, it's so sad, I look
Same
at,
interest rate, because you get
That's
zero.
right.
but I look at this, and I'm like, oh my
I'd rather have money
God,
now and invest
me
myself.
too,
Yeah, I like having a chunk of money.
sad.
I know.
And then other
You
people
work so
don't pay
hard.
taxes.
First paycheck?
That's so sad. I mean, not just for him, but any young person starting out working.
Yeah.
So,
If you're not careful, it could cost them more to go to work.
uh-oh, she's got that look, what?
I just looked up the House bill.
Yeah,
So they crossed out 4, and it says 2 members nominated by the New Hampshire Association of Assessing Officials and appointed by the governor with the consent of the council, one of whom shall be an assessing official for a town with a population, and they changed it, it says population of less than 10,000. It used to say 3,000.
yeah, but it used to be, they used to have public members, they weren't assessors.
Okay. So a slight loss, that's not.
It just says 2 members,
2 members.
one of whom shall be an assessing official for a town. So that could be a selectman.
You could.
Selectmen are the assessors. But what about adding a commercial and a utility person?
Each member shall hold blah, blah, blah.
Well, you may want to read your...
2 members of the
I don't
Senate,
think you
3
have to
members of the
do that.
House of Representatives,
It could be.
Compare-
3
you are on
members
that.
of the
She
public
can be
appointed by the
definitely.
governor with the consent of the council, none of whom shall be
When you're
or
right,
ever
you're
have
right.
been an assessor or an elected or appointed municipal official.
Okay.
1 public member shall be a residential property taxpayer, 1 public member shall be a commercial property taxpayer, and 1 public member shall be a utility
Utility.
company representative.
So they have 1 assessor and 2 publics,
No, they have 3 members of the public.
3 members of the public. And how many
2
assessing?
members of the House, 2 members of the Senate.
But how many assessors?
It doesn't say assessors. It doesn't say that they can't be assessors. They actually...
Well, the individual that's sponsoring this bill favors utilities, and as you know, there've been a lot of legislation.
It's interesting. I would look it up and read it and then respond, but yeah, we want to make sure that,
We maintain
Yeah.
our small town.
Input.
Okay,
Is this all signed?
yeah, did we get that squared away with the paid time off under the exceptions? Number 2.
Yes, that's all squared away.
Okay,
Oh, number 2.
yeah.
I haven't had a chance to talk to her yet. Yeah, Tim and I had talked about that. I said, just let it go through, and we'll
Okay,
talk to the board about it.
got it. All right,
Because it's, even though we said part-time people can carry over, it exceeds the amount.
okay. Do we have any other business to come before us? Public? Other?
So you did you sign these, Catherine?
Last week, I was given permission to go out and buy some Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
I went to Home Depot and Lowe's and basically bought all their regular bulbs. Not little tiny twinkle things, but C7s and C9s.
Yeah.
A few strings of C5s.
Nice.
So you've got half-inch, three-quarter-inch, inch, basically. The C9s are an inch, and then that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we have all sorts of Christmas lights. I got enough to do the tree downtown and all new lights. Any number of different things, park projects and replacements over at the island and so forth. Spent about $500 of the $750 that,
How much?
about $500.
Nice.
I got over $1,100 worth of merchandise for this. Now, they still had a number of different items in the store, but they were cutesy pie stuff, like that laser thing, the lazy light or whatever, you put it on the corner and the whole building twinkles or whatever. Stars. I looked at this stuff, and it's all 50%, 60% off, but I can't think of any applications to use it. So I didn't buy them, and
Were the lights you bought all LEDs, or are they a mix?
I bought, and mostly they're non-LEDs. They're old-fashioned Christmas light.
incandescent.
Every the LEDs were twice as expensive. So,
But they don't burn out.
they break and the cords break. It's a matter of they're outside and they get tangled up and knotted. I bought replacement bulbs for 30 cents on the dollar to replace bulbs as they might burn out.
Well, my solar LEDs, when were you supposed to get those, Catherine?
3 years ago.
They've been on my house for 3, I haven't taken them down yet, I leave them on year round.
And I gotta tell you, I looked for things like solar
Yeah. Those are the
lights for the
first to
Christmas
go.
trees downtown, and timers and extensions, but there were no solars that I could find, and all the timers and extensions, they just moved into electrical, I guess, because nothing was on sale.
Oh, that leads me to a question. The trees downtown. Joyce, did we ever hear from Josh Carter about conduit in the sidewalks when we pull them up, like out front, because we're definitely doing this?
Yes, you were there with me the day that he talked about, he was gonna have them come out.
Right, but we haven't, okay, but did he give us a price? A cost?
No, he did not.
We need to get that. And he also needs to look at downtown, because that sidewalk will be coming out.
It all down.
That's very nice. Thank you for doing that, Joe.
Oh, yeah, well, over the last few years, it's been a privilege to help light the downtown area and do it at pretty much 50% off.
And for the next few years, right? For the next few years too, right?
Well, and I might be willing to come back and go out and do the legwork on this if it comes to that.
All right, for those that are listening on the tape, sign up for offices will be January 25th to February 3rd. Right now, we have 2 selectmen that are either going in or they're up. Their term is up, so that I guess that's how we're going to phrase it, but we're trying to convince them to re-up. But in any event, you sign up January 25th to February 3rd. There are 3 openings for the Budget Committee, Town Clerk, Tax Collector, Trustee.
Did that come up again?
Trustee, Trust Fund,
Town
and
clerk?
a supervisor of the checklist, right? And the sewer commissioner. Who?
Me, I believe.
You? Oh, I think I'll run.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'll put the name in there. Okay, so in any event,
I was waiting for...
we are waiting for Nadeem to come down to the, think that might be him? He was coming from the PD? All right. So we're going to take a brief break. Actually, we can take a motion to adjourn, and then we'll turn it on for the swearing-in ceremony.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Before she changes her mind, yeah.
Full adjournment?
I'm going to, I want to leave. Like you, is here.